Hate. Something that consumes me every single time Alec Baldwin is on my screen. But he's not the only one out there that turns me into a certified hater. Plenty of cartoon characters have a similar effect, not just on me, but apparently on a lot of the internet too. So today I've compiled a list of 20 of the most hated animated characters to see which ones I think deserve that hate the most. The higher they rank, the more I hate them. So let me know in the comments which of these characters you hate the most. Starting us off, Bendy, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Have you ever seen a more punchable face? Bendy shows up for one episode where basically all he does is screw things up for the fun of it, blame everybody else, and then never get any sort of karma or punishment for it. If he would have gotten just some sort of comeuppance, I don't think he'd be hated nearly as much. But the fact that he's able to do whatever he wants, get no blame for it, and then get away with it, it's a bit too real. So I can 100% see why this guy's so hated. In fact, the fans of this show despise this guy so much that even the creators were just sort of like, yeah, you're right, f this guy, and made the entire episode non-canon. Good move on their part. I don't think he's the absolute worst on the list, but he's going pretty high. Let's say A tier. The Great Gazoo, The Flintstones. You know what this show about people living in the Stone Age really needs? An annoying little green alien. Whatever TV executive thought this one up should be slapped. The Flintstones at the time was one of the biggest shows in the world, and during the final season, for some reason, they decided to ramp things up a bit by adding an alien from the future. I guess I can see why that juxtaposition would kind of shake things up a bit, but it probably would have helped more if he wasn't such an annoying little shit. Dude is just here to basically be a chaotic plot device, causing issues, rarely ever fixing them, and calling everyone dumb on the way. I know that they were just trying to add some new life into the show, but I think Gazoo might have killed it. I'd probably go B tier. Dora the Explorer. I mean, okay, Explorer might be a bit of a stretch here. She's got a laid out talking map guiding her the whole time, and then when she does try to find wherever she needs to go next, she can't even find the giant tree or whatever it is, even though it's right in front of her face.
Come on, Dora, it's right over there! Obre los ojos!
Plus, the constant pausing, waiting for the audience to talk back, definitely can get a bit annoying, but I mean, hey, it's a show for preschoolers. I guess if you're an adult trying to watch this show for whatever reason, it's probably a bit annoying. But honestly, as a kid, I never really had a problem with Dora, even if she's not that great of an explorer.
Come on, Dora, it's right behind you!
I'd say C tier. Vinnie, Family Guy. Stepping into the shoes, or paws of a beloved character is a big task for anybody. When the creators of Family Guy decided to kill off the family pet, Brian, and replace him with a new dog, it was bound to be rough. But honestly, I didn't totally hate Vinnie. I thought it was kind of a fun change of pace, going from a smarmy wannabe know-it-all to like a streetwise Joe Pesci sort of character was pretty enjoyable, and I think could have led to some really fun dynamics down the road. It of course only lasted a couple of episodes before they eventually brought Brian back, but I actually enjoyed these episodes where we were starting to get to know Vinnie, and I think if they actually stuck with it, he might have turned out to be a beloved character. I think some people just really don't like change, and I don't think I'm one of them. Sometimes it does feel like they're just sort of shoehorning in a new character to try to attract a new audience, but this didn't really feel that way. If anything, I think they should have stuck with them. I'm honestly feeling a D tier. Sparky, Fairly Odd Parents. This dog, on the other hand, not so sure about. Shows adding a new character at the end of the series is probably going to be a thing that comes up a bunch in this list, and usually for pretty good reason. Not every single new character is a miss, so now you get a magical dog whose personality is basically Cosmo Part 2, and I get why people wouldn't enjoy this. I think if they added him a bit earlier in the show, he probably would be looked back on a lot more fondly, but he's such a blip of a character that they literally add him at the beginning of Season 9, and then by the time Season 10 rolls around, they completely drop him. Now, I don't personally have any sort of vendetta against this dog, but by the time he comes around, it's like, alright, let's wrap it up. This show's done. I'm thinking of B tier. Lemon Grab, Adventure Time. As a kid, one of my favorite characters. You're telling me there's a dude with an oddly shaped head that just shows up and screams the whole time? Sign me the f*** up. But as an adult looking back on it, how did my parents not come into the living room and break the TV when he came on? Literally, his entire character is basically boiled down to screaming. I can do maybe an episode with him, and then I'm like, alright, that's enough of that. I don't personally hate him, but I understand the hate. Probably sitting at a B tier for me. Myrtle, Lilo and Stitch. Myrtle is the worst. I have hated this kid ever since I was a kid. Just a complete bully and a menace for no reason. Girl thinks she's Regina George and she ain't even one of the plastics. The most satisfying moment in the entire movie is when Lilo just starts wailing on her. Like, this kid sucks. I hate her, and I wish every episode of the TV show ended with Lilo just beating the shit out of her. She deserves every single ounce of hate that's aimed her way. Myrtle goes on S tier. The Ice Age baby. Okay, memes, shitposting, and shoddy 2000 CGI set aside, the Ice Age baby is fine. It's just a baby, dude. The hate is literally just for fun and jokes. Like, it's not like this baby has actually done anything to deserve being hated. Unlike the online hate for Stuart Little, which is well deserved, Ice Age baby's going on D tier though. And before you leave a comment telling me the Ice Age baby's name, I know he has a name, I know his name, but I will never call him anything other than Ice Age baby. Sheen. Planet Sheen. Now, Sheen from the original movie and shows, no hate. Love the guy, honestly one of my favorite Nickelodeon characters. Sheen in the spin-off series Planet Sheen though, goddamn awful. Going from a hyperactive side character to just a complete idiot of a lead. Maybe it was the fact that he didn't have any real straight man to bounce off of and instead just bounced everywhere off of everything. Whatever the reason was, he just felt like a flanderized, dumbed down version of himself, which is saying a lot. I think this one just genuinely upsets me so much because I really enjoyed the original character. So Sheen from Planet Sheen is going on A tier. Spongebob Squarepants. Firstly, let me say I love both the show and the character of SpongeBob so much. So very influential on me as a kid, for better or worse. Granted, I haven't watched a lot of the newer seasons, but SpongeBob as a whole has a special place in my heart. That being said, whenever I see somebody talking about how much they hate him, I'm always kind of like, yeah, no, I get it. He is annoying. Not to me personally, but just as a whole, as a character, everything from his constant shenanigans to even his own laugh is annoying. It makes sense. But I disagree. I don't hate him at all in the slightest, but I also fully understand why some people do. So I'm thinking a C tier. Angelica Pickles. Rugrats. This is a bit more understandable. Angelica does in fact suck. She's a mean little brat who's constantly terrorizing anyone smaller than her and manipulating anyone bigger than her. This is another case where I love the show growing up, so I don't have any personal hate towards her, but I fully understand it, and I'm not going to disagree with it. So I'm going to go A tier. Muscleman. Regular show. You know who else is on this list? I fuck with Regular Show so hard. One of my all-time favorite cartoons, regardless of network. But I'm man enough to say Muscleman is the worst character on the show. He's a one-note joke for the most part, and when he's not constantly making mom jokes, he's usually just being an asshole. But a decently lovable asshole. I think he's still better than half the characters on this list, so I'm gonna go with the C tier. Randall. Recess. This little fucking snitch piece of shit. Buddy, it's recess. Go kick a ball or play on the swing set. Do something other than snitch on the other kids who are trying to have fun. If your idea of fun is just telling on other people, you got a rough road ahead of you, buddy. Even as a kid watching this show, I'd just be sitting there what is this dude's problem? Kid needs a hobby. This kid sucks so goddamn hard. I hate this little Weasley fucker with a passion. S tier. Mabel Pines. Gravity Falls. I honestly couldn't believe when she came up multiple times while looking into this. If you hate Mabel, I think you might hate fun. Mabel is fine. Sure, she can be sort of annoying and picks on her brother. And yeah, she basically caused the end of the world, but who hasn't? For real though, Mabel is one of my favorite characters on the show. And sure, she can be a bit much at times, but I've got no hate here. Going on D tier. Brainy Smurf. The Smurfs. There is not much worse than a know-it-all. There's nothing wrong with being smart. But when that's basically your only identity trait, it gets old pretty damn fast. And what's worse is this guy's not even as smart as he likes to make everyone believe he is. If anything, Brainy's causing way more issues than he ever solves. And he's a whiny little bitch about it the entire time. He's arrogant and condescending to the other Smurfs when he really has no right to be. If he was truly that smart, he'd realize how annoying he is and shut the fuck up sometimes. Going on A tier. Dee Dee. Dexter's Lab. Dee Dee is a lot more intentional than she lets on. You might think she's just a clumsy, hapless sister who accidentally makes mistakes and ruins Dexter's inventions and his day. But you'd be wrong. She has shown time and time again throughout the show that she kind of enjoys messing with Dexter and ruining all of his stuff. I think she's 100% doing all of this on purpose. I don't full on hate her or anything, but I understand why some people, especially Dexter, would. I'd probably go like a C tier though. Scrappy-Doo. And yet another in the long line of characters being added at the end of a show to try to spice things up a little. This time with the attached side effect of puppy power. I personally was never in the camp of like, Scrappy ruined the show. I honestly kind of like the character as a kid, but I do have to admit his presence really sort of changes the whole tone of the show. It's basically like they shoved a little kid into the series. And while the show was never like mature or anything, it definitely lost what little bit of edge it had when Scrappy was introduced. Going from being more focused on actual mysteries to just what shenanigans is Scrappy going to get into this week. I do love that they eventually decided to capitalize on people's dislike of him and turn him into the villain at the end of the live action movie, but personally I could take him or leave him. So I'm going with a B tier. Velma. In my research into this, Velma was the #1 answer in basically everywhere I looked. Now, I haven't seen the show, but I'm sure most people are probably overreacting, right? Well, I know that there's people out there who are pissed about the whole race swap thing, and I'm not one of them. I genuinely don't think I've ever been upset whenever a character's ethnicity is changed. What does upset me though is that this just does not feel like Velma at all. Sure, she's still the smartest character in the show, but this time she's an absolute jerk about it, treating everybody else like she's better than them throughout the entire thing. I think the show itself could have worked if they just made the characters a little more like the originals, instead of trying to be edgy and making them all shitty people, especially the lead of the show. But I'm about to say something that might be controversial. I don't absolutely hate the character. Is it complete character assassination of the original? Yeah. But maybe I'm just not as big of a Scooby-Doo fan as some people out there, to the point where I hate this character in the show with an undying passion. I like Scooby-Doo, I grew up watching tons of the shows and movies as a kid, but I didn't think this was that upsetting to the point where I'm gonna like freak out about it or anything. Is it good? No. Is it the end of the world? Probably not. So I think personally I'm only gonna go up to A tier, but if you'd go higher than that, let me know why. Caillou. I know on one hand, he's just a little kid, so I shouldn't be too harsh on him. But then on the other hand, fuck this whiny little crybaby bald asshole. Now, if you've watched enough Caillou, firstly, I'm sorry. Secondly, you know that there are actually two distinct versions of the show. One where the character is a bit more polite and actually learns how to behave like a human being, and then the other version that's just so goddamn terrible that that first version doesn't matter at all. He is a whiny little spoiled brat who throws a fit whenever things don't go his way, and then usually ends up getting what he wants because his parents suck too. There's actually an entire subreddit just called F Caillou, and I can't think of many out there who are more deserving of that. Caillou goes on S tier, and I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. And there you have it. Wait, 17, 18. That's only 19. I thought I had 20. And there you have it. My list of the most hated cartoon characters ranked by which ones I hate the most. What characters out there do you hate the most? Are you a fan of any on this list? Let me know in the comments. And if you didn't hate this video, like and subscribe. And if you did hate the video, my bad, I guess. Thanks for watching.